Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. You've probably seen me in The Secret. And you know, for the last 40 years, I have traveled all over the world helping people understand what are the secrets to success, to living the way they really want to live. Well, recently, for whatever reason, I've been getting a number of emails asking me, Bob, what really made the difference in your life? What caused you to really skyrocket ahead? And skyrocket I did, by the way. Let me first of all get you to reflect on where I'm at, and then I want to go to where I was, and then really what happened, because I really believe what happened to me can happen to anyone. And I decided to make this videotape in an answer to many requests I've received just over the past little while. And I believe this is a great time to share the secret that really changed my life with as many people as I can. First of all, right now, I am the chairman of the Life Success Group of companies. We have companies that operate all over the world. We do millions of dollars of volume a year. I have been fortunate enough to have been selected as one of the featured people on the runaway phenomena movie, The Secret, which has impacted the lives of a few 100 million people. I've been fortunate enough to be on Larry King a couple of times, Nightline, Ellen, quoted in all the major publications in the world. And, you know, my life is, it operates more like many people's dreams. I have wonderful friends all over the world. I travel all over the world. I'm living in a healthy body. I've got great relationships. But let me tell you, it wasn't always like that. Prior to me ever experiencing the kind of life I'm living now, I was sitting in a fire hall in a suburb of Toronto in Canada. And my life was not really very happy. I was living the way I believe an awful lot of people live. I was earning $4,000 a year, but I owed $6,000. Now, you'd say, well, $6,000 isn't much. In 1961, that was a lot of money. And I didn't owe it all in one place. So I always had bill collectors, maybe 2 or 3 of them, after me at any given time to pay a bill that I didn't have the money for. Life was not good. I really wasn't happy. I had no idea of how to change it. In fact, I don't think it ever even entered my mind that I could change it. Now, when people ask me, Bob, what happened? Well, there's a few parts to it. First of all, I was introduced to this book. This is Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Now, at that time, I didn't read books. I really did not read books. I didn't read any kind of books. And for whatever reason, I started to read this. And the author said, there's a secret in this book. And he said, if you can find the secret in the book, you can have anything you seriously want. Well, I started to look and I found the secret, and it was pretty simple. It was simply sit down, decide what you really want, write it on a card, carry the card in your pocket, and read it as often as possible every day. And you know, that sounds pretty simple, and I've shared that with a lot of people, but unfortunately it didn't work for them, for many of them, the way it's worked for me. Now, it has worked for some of them. I could take you to many people that are earning millions of dollars a year. They run big companies, and they will tell you that it was Bob Proctor that really impacted their life, or Bob Proctor's concepts. Well, you see, I did exactly what he said, and I did a number of other things, but it took me years to figure out what I had actually done. Now, I wrote on the card that I was going to have in my possession by New Year's Day of 1970, $25,000. Now, I want you to think for a moment. If you're earning $4,000 a year, and you owe $6,000, you know, $25,000, that would be like, you know, jumping over the moon. I really didn't believe it could happen, but he said, what do you really want? And that's what I really wanted. And I just sort of stabbed at the number 25 because I thought that would have been so wonderful to have that much money. And I did what he said. I started to read what was on the card. Now, I did something else beside that. I started to study this book. And I want to share with you a couple of the points that really changed my life. I just decided last night that I was going to make this video. I was flying back to Toronto from Las Vegas. I was working in Vegas, and I come into Toronto. And I got thinking about this, and I had this book out, and the guy beside me was looking at me. He never did speak, and so I didn't say anything. But I could see the book was old, and I was underlining things on it. And I was picking out the things that really made the difference with me. Now, I came across a couple of points that I want to share with you, and believe me that they can change your life. Because you see, when I wrote that on the card, I didn't believe it. But yet, 1 year later, I was earning $5,000 a year. And in a relatively short period of time, I took it over $1 million a year. Now, I'm going to tell you, if I can do that, you can do that, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it.